They don't really watch sports anyway.
Good day and welcome to the Unprofessional Professional Sports Podcast. I am BA along with Keith Engel, James J. Trey Martin, and Bo Crouch. Hope you gentlemen are doing good on this Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Certainly a plethora of news, sports news in there. Do we still want to bury a demographic or are we going to pass on from that?
Yeah, we might as well move on. They're not going to see it anyways. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
For once, it's not us boomers. I think we should move ahead. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And do support Keith with sending him stars. Look out for that. Okay.
We should stop doing that, actually.
You don't like stars anymore?
Well,
You know
no.
what, sir?
I feel like you're begging, and I don't have any way to stop that thing from coming up.
You're not begging. Something happens.
Hey,
No,
Like air.
it's not begging. Just like we ask everybody
It's just-
to like and subscribe because
Yeah,
it
that's
is
right.
actually helpful.
subscribe.
Yes, it is. Much do. Okay. Now, we had a whole bunch of baseball trades. We're going to start off with that. A lot of baseball trades. I'm not going to go down every single one of them. The main one was the Scooble trade. What I want to ask you, gentlemen, are what other trades were impactful that you think were impactful?
Oh,
Doesn't
Adley
make a difference
Rushman.
to go.
Adley Rushman going to the Red Sox, huge. To me, that's the second most impactful trade, maybe the most impactful when you consider the Dodgers are already are a heavy favorite to three-peat. I think that's a huge that in the Yankees' lack of deals. I mean, they did make two, but not the ones probably needed. But so I think those are one non-deal and one big deal.
The Mariners were confusing. I'll give them that. They were buyers and sellers at the same time. Like it didn't make much sense, but here we are. I will say this about this Scooble trade though. That almost guarantees there's a lockout moving forward.
Mhm.
I mean, at this point, you could legitimately have like a 9-man rotation there. Like, come on.
I don't think it's, and again, here I am in a position to defend the Dodgers again, which I did for like 2 hours Sunday morning after I left you guys.
I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong.
That's
The
the
rules
thing.
let them.
The lockout was going to happen regardless of this move by the Dodgers, and the Dodgers play
Agreed.
within the rules, and it sucks, but they didn't create this. This is there's this narrative out there that the Dodgers are ruining baseball because they created this mess. No, they didn't. The owners
They
created
didn't.
this mess themselves.
Well, so I mean, the Yankees did it before, right?
Well,
When you
that's why I
think of-
can't get,
Yeah.
It's funny because I had a bunch of Yankee fans that were up in arms, and I'm like, guys, it's
Yeah,
total
it's-
hypocrisy for you to sit
Yes.
here and rail on the Dodgers. I would
Yeah.
not, I can't do that in good conscience, So,
No, I mean the Dodgers did take it to the next level this time around, though. So you guys did it, but kept the contracts. I think Jay got kidnapped, but no, I mean
Yeah.
you guys did it in a way where the contracts were still current, right? This deferral action
not really.
is this is deferred for like 10 years. Like this is a little bit wild in that aspect, but at the same time it's within the framework of the rules, right? It's that gray area, but I mean everybody plays there anyway except for the Pirates, and so because they don't pay anybody and it doesn't matter. So I look at it as the lockout was going to happen, and this is that thing that just pushes that over the top, right? The one thing that you have to imagine is if they do come up with a cap, it's going to be a two-sided cap. It'll be a top and a floor. And that'll be great for teams like the A's and the Pirates to have to step up their game and participate. And then at the same time, how do you deal with the Dodgers? Because these contracts are there. And if you do some weird grandfathering thing, that means they're the only ones that can do it. Right. So then, like, how do you dismantle that team so that they fall within whatever this cap structure might end up being? It's going to be very interesting.
That'll never happen. I mean, I don't really like, I'm a free market guy. And I personally, if the owners are dumb enough to pay these kind of salaries, then they should be able to do it. Because most of them are going to run themselves out of business because they're not going to do it wisely. Even the Dodgers haven't done it really wisely. Look at Tucker. Kyle Tucker is not giving them hardly anything this year.
I mean, they filed bankruptcy before, so they're not afraid to do it.
Well, it's an organization that didn't win for 30 plus years before they won in 2022. I mean, it's not like they've been doing this for decades.
Yeah.
Yankees have done it longer. And they didn't create the deferred contracts. The Mets are still playing Bobby Bonilla and Brett Saberhagen, amongst others. So they didn't create that either. Ted Williams got a deferred contract in the 50s.
Well,
so
but those were after the fact restructures, though. This is the first time that they're like current contracts moving forward. So that's a little bit different. And
something has to happen. I don't disagree, but I don't like the hard cap. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it in football or basketball. I mean, teams should be able to spend. You should like the Yankees and the Dodgers and not the Kansas City Royals. That's what George Steinbrenner always says.
I like a cap because it helps breed competition. Otherwise, you just end up with the same couple teams that are out there to buy rings. Think about it in the NFL. You have 6 new teams in the playoffs every year.
I don't think parity is necessarily a necessity for sports to thrive either. I mean, I think super teams are good. I really do.
Well, sort of.
You either love them or you hate them. They're polarizing, and people pay attention to them.
So dynasties are good. Super teams that just never lose are bad.
They will lose eventually, though.
Yeah, eventually, sure. But like, think about it in the NFL. If we're gonna go,
what if the Dodgers hadn't won? What if the Dodgers hadn't won last year? They were this close to not winning. They were that close to losing.
Yeah, and people would still be mad.
2 years ago, they were losing to the Padres in the championship series.
They'd still be mad about the way they're constructing stuff, though.
Well, it's not like they're out there dominating. They're not winning 130 games a year and running away with championships.
No, I mean, they're on a 5 game.
They've had to work for them.
They're on a 5-game skid right now. I mean, you still have to play the game.
6.
Right.
6. They lost
6. Yeah, 6.
So they got swept by the Cubs and the Red Sox. So that's great.
Well, good to see their last win was against my Mariners.
And before this, Bo, we had a ton of different World Series champions every year before this Dodger run, right?
Exactly. And you didn't have any
had teams doing the same thing. You had the Yankees doing the same thing. Yankees were over the luxury cap all the time. The Mets were over. The Red Sox were over. The Phillies were over.
Yeah. As a Mariners fan, I hated the Yankees. I hated the Yankees for doing it as a Mariners fan.
I get it. But you had small market teams winning. You had Texas win a World Series. You had Kansas City winning World Series.
Yeah.
We weren't in that much of a different environment now. The money's bigger just because everything's bigger now.
Sure.
It's all relative.
Well, I mean, that's where the conversation comes into these deferred contracts. And you have to imagine that that's what's going to go away.
I'm not a fan of
that. Because it allows you to have a $700 million contract of Ohtani that he's making, what, 2 million or 10 million or whatever it is this year. I mean, that's how you can have 9 aces in your starting lineup. And, so that's and if you're one of those guys, I get it. You're almost guaranteed a ring, right? Like Scooble going there. Yeah, it only costs 9 million. But if you're him and you're like, hey, I can go anywhere and LA is one of those, do I want to just go collect a ring? Make sure I get one before my career's over? Yeah. I mean, you can play anywhere.
How old is Scooble now?
28?
28, 29.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he's a pup, man. He still got some years ahead of him.
No, he might be a little bit older because he didn't have his first big season until he's like 27, right?
something like that.
He might
Yeah,
be
and
30.
So he might be 30.
Even,
he might be 30.
even if he is 28 or 29, let's just pretend he is that young. You don't always get an opportunity to win a ring. This may be your shot. So, I mean,
29.
go get it if you can get it.
29.
Yeah, there you go.
He's still a young guy, man.
In baseball,
In his prime. He's entering his prime. Wow.
That's why he's a 2-time Cy Young.
I mean, I played football till I was 30. I got one shot at a ring. That was it.
Hey, you be Charles Barkley, have shots, but not
Well,
get
you were in it for the money, I heard, Bo. So
Yes.
there. Thanks, Rick.
Bo knows cash.
Get them dollar bills, yo.
So in other off news, the LIV golf people secured fundings from an unidentified investor so they can start playing their 2027 season. Saved by the bell, I guess. I mean, don't know about that one.
I think it's just prolonging the inevitable.
Right.
They're going to fold.
I wonder who was the unidentified investor.
Wasn't Greg Norman, I guarantee you that.
And on to the NBA real quick. The top 10 NBA free agents right now are Jalen Duren, James Harden, Peyton Watson, Jonathan Kuminga, Benedict Mathurin,
Arnold? Sorry.
DeMar DeRozan, Cam Thomas, Brandon Williams, Russell Westbrook, and Bruce Brown. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the Pistons are doing with Duren, to tell you the truth. He put himself. He can go anywhere, but it's funny because a lot of people aren't asking for him. So that's a weird situation for that young man. And he is young. He's like 22 now. Yeah. So he's got room to grow. I hope the Pistons can at least come to some kind of satisfactory contract with him so he can continue playing here because he can just be, like I said, he can grow. James Harden, where do you think he'll end up at? Back in Cleveland?
I mean,
that's what I'm thinking.
I think so.
For whatever team wants to lose in the first round of the playoffs, I guess.
They can pay him the most money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he'll still like you said, he'll stay behind in Cleveland because he's going to give you 20 and 7 and 7 somewhere around there, and that's they need a shooting guard, a point guard, a playmaker in there, and I like Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is clearly the leader of that team, but there's no way they do anything without that player. I think they were trying to make room for LeBron James, and obviously LeBron didn't want to go there. He's trying to chase a ring, and it wouldn't have happened in Cleveland.
Yeah, no choice but to run it back for the Cavaliers, though. They got to do something, or they're not going to win any of it.
A couple other names on here. I know DeMar DeRozan and Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, shouldn't he be on his route to retiring right now?
Should be.
How old is Westbrook? He's like in his upper 30s, isn't he?
I would say he's in
his
30s, yeah.
DeMar DeRozan is no spring chicken either.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those guys are just they're. I guess teams are looking at what they can get. They're waiting to the close end, and after they've gotten everything settled, then they probably grab one of those guys and poach them and see where they fit in. But most of those guys are probably trying to get in on some championship team if they can if there's room for them, because they're probably commanding a little bit more money still. And that's another thing. You got an older guy past his prime, and he still wants some money. So.
Mm-hmm.
But neither one of those guys have championships too. That's another thing.
Yeah, 37. Yeah, thanks, Rick. Yeah, Rick with the age updates today. Good job.
Hey, he's got it locked up. I like it.
Yeah.
Us old guys know about younger guys. Yeah.
A couple of these players too in this top 10. I was reading kind of down upon them, and they just they're asking for a lot of money, but they're not a lot of player. You know what I'm saying? They're in the top 10, but they're asking for a gargantuan about of money and a lot of money, and they're not up to that money. And I think that's another thing that's the save. That's the reason why they're free agents too. A lot of them are. Nah, I'm not gonna pay you that much money, and you really ain't gonna do anything for me. Yes, he's still playing. All right, let us get.
I got one thing. I got one thing in the NBA.
Good.
Can Kevin Durant please shut up? Because he's saying LeBron is working his way into a championship more than he did.
Exactly.
Please, shut up, Kevin Durant.
It is hilarious. He says on paper that's a better team than the 73-9 that he joined, which is ridiculous.
Nobody's won any championships on this team that I remember, except LeBron.
They can't even stay healthy. It's tough to win a duel if you can't stay on the court.
And how many championships did Kevin Durant win before he went to Golden State? I'm lost track of so many. Thank you.
Sure, none.
Jesus, shut up, man.
Yeah, no, I laughed when I saw that. I was like, come on, man. All that did was make you look desperate to try and hide the fact that was the weakest move in basketball.
Right. Oh, my God. I couldn't believe
you won more games than any team ever? Let me join you there.
Yeah.
Oh, we won it all. Yeah, no kidding.
He won back-to-back championships before he got there, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, no, they won one.
They won one.
Cleveland, right.
They won one, and then
and then it collapsed. The greatest record, the 3-1 thing happened with LeBron. Yeah.
That's right.
But I will say, look, I will say that Kevin Durant really made himself look bad in this situation because he played on a team that was beating that 73-1 and 19. Right. They were up 3-1 themselves and they lost. And then you come back and join. As much as people want to say, hey, they asked Kevin Durant to join the team, they wanted him to come in, he accepted. I don't care what
and quick
happened, how it transpired. He accepted that. He joined them. He joined that team. I liken that as it's like you have two rival gangs. That gang, one gang is beating the other gang, and they're beating them down. And finally, one gang submits and say, you know what? If you can't beat them, you're gonna join them. And that's pretty much what that was. You just you're in the West. You and Russell Westbrook had an opportunity to beat this team and let them have it. And you wet the bed. And you walked into Golden State with your tail between your legs. And that's pretty much how that looked to me.
Thank you.
I think that tarnished his legacy just a bit there because he was a very good player before that. He's
still a great player. Matter of fact, he was the best player on that team when he was in Golden State. It's just that he looked like Anakin Skywalker joining the Empire when he actually joined them and turned to Darth Vader. That's just what it looked like. It's just because they were just powerful, man. It's just how they look. Oh man.
Yeah. No, it's I guess one other news in the NBA is the lack of news on the bids for the Sonics. There's only one real player, One Roof Sports, that has the control of the stadium that they'd play in, and ownership group that includes the Seattle Kraken. But not a lot else going on that front. There's a couple of players that are supposed to be not in the public eye that the NBA are allowing to stay hidden, which is interesting. But outside of that, you just have one real player here in Seattle. Sounds like there's two potentials for Vegas, but not necessarily the traction I think they were hoping to get.
Not what you want to hear. I mean, because I'm anxious to see a Supersonic uniform back on I got family in Seattle, Bo. I got family out there, and my uncle was a tremendous Supersonics and Seahawks fan, man. And of course, I was a bit of a fan. I'm a fan of Gary Payton and
Yep.
and Rain Man. You know, so that era during that time, I just loved them, and I thought they were going to beat the Bulls, but it didn't happen. But
Man,
you know, it
that,
is what.
that finals was awesome though.
Yeah, it was a great finals.
You know, and the intros to those games from the Seattle side was amazing because they grabbed Banner from boxing, right, to do all the intros to that. So I mean, like it was phenomenal, right? Watching that as a kid, and you were hoping that it would go the distance, but you know, Michael Jordan is who he is. That being said, Gary Payton actually came out. I want to say 2 days ago because they wanted to honor him in OKC, which is hilarious, right? And he's like, I'm not going to that. I didn't play a single minute on the court in Oklahoma State.
Okay, so.
And most of these fans there weren't alive when I was playing. He's like, I wouldn't disrespect the Seattle fan base doing something like that. If we get the Sonics back, I'll do it here, but I will never do it in OKC. And I was like, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Man, I was
to retire his number, I think is what it was.
I'll just say this quick. I was 21 in AIT in the military when that finals happened. So I was in summer, and man, it was just a great time. I was in San Antonio, like Charles Barkley said, where all the big old women are, and wasn't any big ones there where I was in AIT, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Pistons were no joke back then too. Yeah.
All right, switching from the NBA to college, the first preliminary top 10, 20, 25 came out. I'm going to give you the top 10 that they have out right now. We have OSU, number 1, number 2, Oregon, number 3, Georgia, number 4, Texas, number 5, Notre Dame, number 6, Indiana, number 7, Miami, and number 8, Texas A&M, and number 9, Oklahoma, and number 10, Ole Miss. What do you guys think about this right now? I know Keith doesn't like these preseason. Well, you know what I don't like about the preseason?
You gotta have them, I guess.
It's the fact that they work off of them. So if Ohio State loses, they might drop to a couple of places, but they're not. But it'd be like their first loss of the season. So really,
it depends on
start over again.
It depends on when you lose and who you lose to.
Yeah,
I think the coaches poll has some intentional trolling. They have some intentional trolling. Why might you ask? Because you have Ole Miss number 10 and LSU number 13. There's some trolling going on there. I know for sure. A lot of these guys don't like Lane Kiffin, and I think specifically that's a bit of a troll there. I don't think Ole Miss is going to be ranked a number 10 or worth a number 10 ranking, and they may not be in the top 25 by the end of the season.
I think they're both overranked, quite frankly, but Lane Kiffin will win there. He'll win a national championship, but it's not going to be this year. I think it's going to take a year.
I don't know, Keith. I think he's got the players there, man. Again, he had the number one. What do you call himself? The king of the portal.
Portal.
He was the number one guy. I mean, his LSU was the number one portal. Had the number one portal with all their players. They grabbed a lot of great players.
Yeah, I mean Mississippi too, and you know he didn't win anything. So
you said what?
He was the portal king in Mississippi too. I mean, he had the number one ranked teams at Ole Miss for portal wise for the last 3 years.
I would go on to say if Lane Kiffin was still on that team, they might have gone on to win more than I think if he was there. But that's neither here nor there because he wasn't there. Right, yeah. Exactly.
Can't know the unknowable.
Yes.
I think he'll win. Don't get me wrong. I think this is a great move for LSU. They're going to win. He's going to win national championships there. Sure. I just don't think it'll be this year.
Well, do you think OSU could win one this year? Instead of
They can. I mean, they got a lot of pressure on them. Julian Sainz got a lot of pressure on him. I think he's got more pressure on him than probably any quarterback in the country. Maybe Arch Manning right there with him. But I think Texas is going to actually step up this year. And I think Arch Manning will too. I think last year is going to be beneficial for Arch Manning when it's all said and done.
Yeah, Texas being at 4, that's kind of I think their defense is still pretty good. I just gotta hope that you just gotta hope that Arch Manning really breaks those breaks the maturity thing, and he gets better as the season goes along, because that was his problem last year.
He improved. He
did
improved
get better.
greatly.
He did.
As the
He needs
season
to do
went on,
better,
he did.
though. Yeah, he needs to do better than that, though.
I'm just glad my Huskies are even ranked. I think we came in at 19th or 20th, something like that.
Yeah.
So at least they're starting the year up in the top 25, because I don't think we did last year. I think we were outside of it at the beginning. They climbed their way in, but yeah. So at least they get to hang out there in the beginning.
Go Huskies.
I think they'll be better this year. This year.
I'm not going to sleep on Indiana either, because Indiana brings back half of that championship team, and they got a pretty good quarterback to replace Mendoza. So I'm not going to bet against Kirk Cignetti until he starts losing, which may be a while.
I mean, he's a good coach.
Look up, Google him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Notre Dame is also a team up there with a pretty good coach and a pretty good team there too. So, Miami,
good.
Keith's team is up there as well.
His team might be better than they were last year. Miami, sneakily, Mensa's a really good quarterback they brought in from Duke, and they made some other. They are also very active and successful in the portal. So Miami's going to be maybe better than they were last year.
I don't think people realize that they're probably sleeping on Mensa. He came out of Tulane, and he was poached from them in Duke.
Yep.
And Duke got mad when Miami poached him.
Yeah.
And, of the same thing they just did, to Tulane. So, I mean, but if people don't know who this guy is, you need to watch out for him in Miami. He's probably going to be a Heisman watchful.
That's a good one. That's a good call.
Yeah.
I like that you defined that as active in the portal and then said successful as two different things, because 2 years ago when we lost our coach to Alabama, we were active in the portal where we lost 22 of our 24 starters.
That's hard to replace that many guys.
I agree, Rick. I think Georgia's still pretty good, but they, I like their quarterback, and what's the kid's name? Stockton. Gunnar Stockton. Yep. Yeah, he's actually pretty good. He'll probably be in that Heisman watch as well. But Georgia, I don't know. They left some meat on the bone last year. I think they, we'll see. I like Kirby Smart, and I think that team's tough. But and then Tennessee too. Where was Tennessee ranked? Where are they?
I shouldn't have all of them.
Tennessee's 18.
18.
Yeah.
18.
As far as ESPN's concerned.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see, man. Like he said, it's the beginning of the season, so
it's hard. The polls. Again, I know you have to have these polls, right? Because they drive interest and conversation, like we're having here. But they need to find a way not to be married to them once you start like really ranking people. The real ranking shouldn't be till the playoff committee gets together for the first time, even if they got to get together sooner.
Yeah, Bama's in the top 25. I think they're 17th?
They're 11th, I think. I think
11th,
they're 11th. Yeah.
And Michigan is ranked number 16th. I had a conversation with somebody about that. He said, "Well, do you like where Michigan is ranked?" I said, "It's probably a little bit higher than I thought they were going to be ranked with." They have quarterback issues already. Whittingham doesn't like what's going on with the starting quarterback right now, and he's got other quarterbacks behind him that are good. He's got Lloyd Carr's other son, our grandson, playing on there. So
I got you.
He doesn't like Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce. He's not kind of liking a lot of things Bryce is doing right now.
Maturity issues,
training camps.
Okay.
When you finally get an adult in the room with Kyle Whittingham, though, I mean, he's a great coach, and the grown-ups are in charge there again. So Michigan will be better. Again, it might take a year, but
he just got to. I mean, if I'm looking at him and Kyle Whittingham, you got to look at your quarterback and say, I'm not going to bench him. I mean, but I'm going to make sure that he matures. I mean, just get him mature. You got a 5-star quarterback there. There's no way you're going to put somebody that's behind him in front of him. There's no way. I don't see that happening.
They're playing better than him, and they're getting the system down better than him.
I mean,
you got to put somebody.
That's the thing is college football doesn't get the latitude to develop players the way they used to. I mean, this is pro sports now, and you get fired the same way NFL coaches do. So you kind of don't get to do that. If you got somebody that is tearing it up, that is your starter because you want to stay employed.
It's the same with players, Bo.
But only thing.
The same with players because if a quarterback doesn't perform, I'm going to bring in a better one to play next year. I'm not waiting for him to develop for 3 years, 4 years.
That is exactly right. Go enjoy D2.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but the only problem is he's guaranteed 10 million. What is it, 10 or 20 million? What did he have?
They don't care
anymore. 10 total.
Yeah, they don't care anymore.
No. Then I'm not saying it. They're not going to. I mean, that much money, they're going to play him. I'm just saying that it's like Deshaun Watson. You know, we're talking about the battle between Shador and Deshaun. I mean, Deshaun's throwing like 6 interceptions, but he's still going to be the starter because they want some of their money investment back. I mean, it's just, and I guess the same thing is probably going to go with this kid. There's no way you're going to let another guy come in front of him with that much money that you've invested in him already. That is guaranteed. You can't get that back.
I mean, you'd think so, but
wins matter.
Because
wins
it's become
matter.
What have you done for me today? It's not even lately. Like, what did you do like you could have won a championship last year and then start 0-3. You're probably fired. Like, it's just that's unfortunately kind of where it's gone. And I mean, the tradition has left college football in general, right? I mean, we're only going to get a couple more times here in Washington for the Cougs and the Huskies to actually play each other because the Big Ten is too big of a conference to always have out of conference games. And although it was protected for like 5 years after the move, there's nothing that guarantees that it happens moving forward. And this year is a great indicator of that. It was always the last game of the season. This last year, it was kind of mid-season and it felt weird. The Apple Cup is the first game of the season. That's our rivalry game now.
Yeah.
It's the first game. So, I mean, the writing's on the wall, the game disappears.
Going away the rest of them. They're all going that way. So, unless they end up in the same conference.
And it'll end up being 2 super conferences, and it'll be pro sports at that point.
Yeah, I'd be willing to put a 12-pack of Baja Blast Mountain Dew against anybody to say that kid's gonna start. There's no way he's gonna start. I guarantee you.
I don't want to win the bet, so I'm not gonna.
You're not a fan of that drink?
No, I'm not a fan of Mountain Dew. No, it's kind of like
I'm not a big fan of
the original energy drink.
Battery acid, yeah. That's you got to be in the military to like Mountain Dew. So yeah, I don't know. What y'all drunk out in the water?
I have too much Mountain Dew, some coffee, and maybe Pepsi for me. But yeah, and alcohol. Yeah, we're not going to get into that anyway. Those are things that get me going. Going to the NFL, is the NFC South in San Francisco having a competition of how many people can be injured on their team? I mean, this week, Jalen Walker out for the Falcons with the torn ACL for the year. What's going on, man? I've seen so many injuries too early at this time of the year, just taking people out.
The first day for the Saints, Brian Brzee went out with an ACL tear.
Yeah. The Bills dodged a huge bullet with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He went down and looked like it was probably an Achilles, and they're just saying a low calf sprain. Now, that being said, that's usually an indicator that thing's going to go, but at least it hasn't yet. So you're saying, there's a chance that he makes it through the season. But there's been a lot of ACLs, Achilles. Some of
it is sprain. Mike Evans with, like you mentioned, the 49ers.
So soft tissue. soft tissue stuff, I never mind right now, right? Because you're going to be healthy by the time the season starts. I don't mind if you're getting those beat up. It's when you see those guys that aren't doing these practices and then they get those towards the beginning of the season and miss time. I don't care if you miss some of training camp. Like that doesn't matter to me. Go get some of those bumps and bruises out of the way, get used to getting hit again. And that way you're ready to go when it's time to go for real. But yeah, some of these ACLs, Achilles, those are rough. Those are rough.
Yeah, Devontae Smith and
Makai Lemon.
Makai Lemon both had
hamstrings. Yeah,
it's like, okay, it's training camp; they'll be fine. I'm not worried about that kind of stuff. The ACLs though are that's piling up.
Yeah, no, that's rough. And then for there to be injuries for the Niners, that just makes sense. The Niners are always injured. So, and as a Seahawks fan, I'm here for it.
San Francisco man.
Change San Francisco name from the 49ers to the 49%ers. That's how many players they'll have left to actually play on the team.
Pretty much
49% with all those injuries. That's unfortunate. I just hate to hear that. Even the coach.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. Yeah, no, you never want to see guys get hurt. Man, they've had a string of it though.
Mm-hmm. The bad luck is feel like the Lions last year, the last 2 years, their defensive backfield and whatever was gone. So injuries suck, and it's unfortunate those players are the ones that are losing out in the season. But on good notes, let's have some good notes. Commanders signed Stephon Diggs to a 1-year, $12 million deal today.
Is that good?
I had to thought in my head. I said, but somebody else is going to ask that first.
It's bad for Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, pretty much.
Brandon Ayuk is bad for Brandon Ayuk.
Right.
In fact, here we go. I got a video for you. Here we go. I think he's pretty much put himself out of it.
All right, let's see it.
Evaluating guys to
He's
maybe
already
bring
out
in
of it.
for workouts, whatever. What role, if any, does kind of a player's social media have in that evaluation process?
That's a good roundabout
What a
question.
badass you are. Straight badass right there.
But no, we look at everything, JP. I mean, it's a great question, but we do look at everything, and we want to make sure it's the right player to be in our locker room, in our bloodstream, and in our culture. And
So nope.
Not that guy. Yeah, so they filled a void, I guess, with Stephon Diggs. Do you think this is going to make? Well, I would say it's going to make Washington better.
Stephon,
I mean, he's got another weapon. Yeah, he can still play.
He's not elite, but he had a pretty good year last year in New England until the playoffs.
Stephon will be a great number 2 to Terry, Scary Terry. So
Agreed.
that'll help them.
Yeah, no, he's a good number 2. It was funny because he came out and like, you can't name a better number 2 than me. It's like, man, we can rattle off at least 10. Like, calm down.
Well.
But at the same time, he will be a benefit there. And of course, I'm sure it's a 1-year deal, which means he's going to be playing for a contract again. So in theory, he'll get in less trouble. Like his biggest issues is when he has some like security. That's when he really starts falling off. So, I think he'll be good. Probably not going to matter that much, but
Listen, other than assaulting his chef, he had a pretty good year off the field last year too, I thought.
Well, no, because he had all of the Cardi B and what looks like drugs on the boat.
That's just typical NFL wide receiver stuff. That's not really that big.
No. It was the drugs on the boat that you're like,
I forgot. That was so long ago. I forgot all about it. That was in training camp last year.
That's how he started the year, right?
Pop rocks.
Right.
Pink pop rocks.
Yeah.
You play well, you forget all about that
rocks.
stuff.
Pop rocks. For the youngers that don't know about that.
That's right. They pop some
Google that,
rocks.
too.
Is really what it is.
And he was a pretty good citizen in the locker room last year in New England by all accounts. I mean, off the field,
he had a 1-year deal.
He's a diva. Yeah, he should be on 1-year
Well,
deals
Vrabel
forever.
Exactly. Going to take no crap from him.
Should sign all these divas to 1-year deals, and they'd all act a lot better. So they'd be better teammates.
Speaking
Yeah.
of wide
On the
receiver
field,
deals,
he's still a very good player. Let's just
Yeah.
put it that way.
yeah. Wide receiver Zay Flowers was signed to a 4-year, $140 million contract extension by the Ravens.
Yep.
Which is their only receiver. I don't. I talked to James about this earlier. I wasn't really too. I mean, is he a? Where would you put him at as far as receivers are concerned? Top 20 for Zay?
Top
Say
20,
top.
I would say.
I'm definitely in the top 15, I would say.
Yeah.
I would say top 15.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, first of all, you got 32 teams. He's the best receiver on his team. He's the best.
By far.
You can't even, by far. And he's diminutive in size. He's 5'9", 183 pounds, and pretty dominant for what he is. For his size and what he can do, he's a dominant player. And so I would say he's up there. I just think that they ran the ball more than they threw the ball. If he was in an offense that threw the ball more, his numbers would probably be a lot more. I mean, he's got 2 Pro Bowls, which is not saying much these days. And he's got, since being drafted when he came in, he's got over 3,000 yards, and 14 touchdowns. So he's got they guaranteed him 108 million and with a possibility of having 140 in 4 years.
Yeah.
That's just where the going rate is right now for those receivers that are in either top tier or the next tier down.
There's a lot of guys in that tier that are like the same player almost, right? I mean, after you get by the first 6, maybe 7 guys, I feel like any one of the next 20 could move up to 8 at any point in time, or one of those guys could move up there. So.
Right.
Also, Bears signed tackle Darnell Wright to a 4-year, $116 million deal with $93 million guaranteed. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass on from that one because that's what they think he's worth. That's what he's worth. That's all I'm saying on that.
Probably won't earn it, but he is worth it. Yes.
So I'm glad you said that.
Speaking of contracts, here's I give you another video. This one is Baker saying he feels disrespected.
Yeah.
So after that, then we can talk about what he was actually offered, and then you let me know if you think he was disrespected.
All right.
To feel disrespected a little bit, understanding what I've brought to this franchise. One, I'm very, very thankful for the chance they gave me. Do not get me wrong on that. But I've also I really know what I've brought to this franchise, leadership-wise, and even play-wise. It's been some of the best years of my career, and I think it's only going to trend upwards, just being comfortable and feeling that. So disappointing in that regard to not have, to feel disrespected a little bit. And that's really the disappointing part, to feel undervalued.
So
I miss all his Super Bowl wins too.
So here's the thing, right? Like, so he was offered $50 million a year, but only 2 years. He wanted a long-term deal. They weren't giving him that. At the same time, you can say that he's played better than the 55 million club of Love, Tua, Lawrence. Those guys are all making 55. He has at least won some playoff games or played in a playoff game, depending on who you're talking about. So, I mean, he has played well enough to be in that same realm, right? He's outplayed those guys. So I get him not being happy with not having a long-term deal. I get that part of it. At the same time, who's going to pay him the 55 he's looking for?
Well, when I was reading this beforehand, the 50 million was inclusive of the incentives and
yes, it was
money.
He
didn't want. What my feeling was from his agent, what his agent was saying is that he wanted the 50 million plus the incentives and all that, not included in the 50 million.
Well, and the years
and that, yeah,
and the years were a big thing too. And that's just because, again, you're talking about him going up against guys like Love and Lawrence and Tua. that got those deals that were 55 plus incentives, and they've largely done nothing. So,
Well, they didn't
So
make
when-
55 million.
what's that?
They didn't make 55 million then.
Oh,
They didn't hit
yes,
their
these
incentives
guys are
and
making
play
that kind of money.
I
No,
mean,
these
that's
guys
what
are making that kind of money. I would say if you look at Baker Mayfield's numbers, what he averaged in Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield is 4,100 yards, 36 touchdowns to 11 or 12 interceptions. That's some stand-up big boy numbers.
Yeah,
And
no,
Baker
it's
Mayfield has played, I think it's a little bit better than solid. I mean, this day and age, guys don't even hit those numbers anymore. I mean, they're not even throwing the ball like they used to with 5,000 yards. So he's up in he's kind of in the Dak range, where Dak had his like best year in that $55 million a year range. So I can see how he was disrespected. What I don't like from Baker Mayfield is that he didn't allow. He's talking in the public about this. He's saying versus allowing his agent to continue to negotiate. It seems like he's cutting off his nose to spite his face.
Well,
You
no,
don't really need to do.
he's cutting them off is the thing. So he gave them a hard negotiating timeline. He said, soon as camp starts, I'm done talking about it. So he's going to be a free agent regardless. And so I think he feels spited enough by these guys that he's going somewhere else. Like he won't be in Tampa next year.
Yeah.
They can franchise him and pay him 50 million.
But we can also look at it as that Tampa Bay probably looked at him when they brought him in the first time was as a bridge quarterback, and they're trying to rebuild now. I mean, all the people that potentially that are leaving the team that have left, Mike Evans, Levante David retired. You got Vita Vea wants to leave out and retire because they're not trying to give him the money that he wants.
Yep.
They might be on the mend of in the situation where they're trying to rebuild and they don't want to. He's definitely going back.
I thought he was going to Pittsburgh, Rob. I thought he was going to Pittsburgh, man.
Going
After
back to
Aaron Rodgers
Cleveland would actually be
retires.
funny though.
He could be in
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
that would be.
He has no leverage. I can't see where Baker Mayfield has leverage in this situation, though. He thinks he does, but I don't think he does.
The
Because he's
Steelers
not going to get a long-term contract for $55 million, not 5 or 6 or 7 years.
No. He wanted.
Tampa
He
can
wanted like a
franchise him for $50 million next year and still get him for one more year. So they got what they want.
Baker has always been the guy that has been the guy with a chip on his shoulder. He's always been a guy. He left out of Texas Tech, walked on in Oklahoma. He's still got a chip on his shoulder. He's that same short guy that's doing everything he can with that high floor and that low ceiling. He's going to be an above average quarterback. I think I do too. I actually really like Baker. I've liked him since Oklahoma, and he deserved the Heisman. And what a lot of people don't realize is that he probably was next to was a couple of guys that have played in Cleveland, one of the best quarterbacks in that history of that. He won a playoff game. He won a playoff game in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And he had a actually close to MVP situation there. And this is Baker we talk about.
The championship game.
Yes, exactly. And so I like you said, I like him too, but he's always had that problem with his mouth and some things he's done as well. And he can't keep that quiet, man. I think he really should have just kept quiet with this situation.
Yes, I
agree. As well.
No, I think they evicted him. He doesn't still have those keys. It is no longer Baker's house. Yeah. No,
I love those commercials though. They were great.
Yeah,
they were funny.
Pretty good.
They were funny. And the Steelers, the Steelers are a question mark, right? Because he does fit what they like. He is that gritty, try hard kind of guy. So he actually fits.
Blue collar, right?
Yeah,
He's
right.
like
He's
a Ben Roethlisberger 2.0 Timu version.
Yeah, he's much smaller, obviously.
He's a mini Ben Roethlisberger, right? Exactly.
But and that's why I say he's that try hard guy. Like he's gonna get out there and give you everything he has, and that is something that a Steelers team can rally around. Now I don't know that they do, but that's at least a fit that you look at and you're like, on its face, you're like, yeah, I mean, that could work.
He's
Yeah,
doing the Dr. Evil.
That's never going to happen.
$50 million.
Yes.
$50 million.
And let's not forget one of the biggest signings of the week was running back Bijan Robinson accepted an extension with the Falcons with a 3-year, $75 million contract.
Nice.
Yeah,
Running backs are getting respect now.
Yep.
Yes. Somebody's resetting the market. And B, we're going back to Detroit. Bijan's not going to be the highest paid anymore because your guy's going to be the highest paid.
If they pay him.
They'll pay him. They got to
They
pay him.
got to pay him.
So who ends up being the quarterback there? Because, I mean, Atlanta has wildly underperformed over the last few years. And, I mean, when you look at the roster, they should have been winning that division. And then now you do have a good coach in there. Tua's hurt. Penix is hurt.
Yeah, cool.
My back.
What do you do?
My neck and my back.
Can't be Kirk Cousins, right?
Well, yeah, he's already gone.
No,
he looks super old running around with the Raiders. He looks like your dad running around.
Hey,
he looks like he should be playing the slots instead of playing quarterback, right?
get my dad out of this.
Atlanta, you know,
slots.
My dad's better than Kirk Cousins. I'm telling you right now.
I'm still.
The first clip I thought was an Icy Hot commercial. Like,
I still have hopes that Michael Penix Jr. will be their starting quarterback because the ceiling is still high for him. It's just that the injuries are the big issue. Tua fits the system, but his back has got to be fine. I mean, and he can't have concussions. I think Tua will definitely start out the gate if he's practicing right now.
And he'll get hurt in that first half, and he'll be out.
Oh my goodness!
And you're not wrong, Joe.
It's a bad situation.
He's got one of those mechanical toothbrushes, gives him a concussion. Like, I don't know.
Right. Hey, that's a real thing. I can tell you right now.
Oh goodness!
So
I didn't know it had that high a setting.
You know, you were speaking on Gibbs about the contract situation. The Lions have brought in some other running backs as well. So
that is the goofiest take that, I mean, not from UB, but from the Lions. If they really going to go that direction, that sort of reminds me of what Dallas did with Emmitt Smith. That was the dumbest thing they could have did was try to play. Was it the kid out of Alabama? What was his name? Vlasic. Remember that? Keith?
I'm trying to think.
When they won a national championship in like 91, 92 or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the kid was
really?
Yeah, so he played Vlasic. I forgot his first name. Yeah, it is Vlasic, but he fumbled and they lost the game. And I think the guy, who was it, Charles Haley, was so mad he threw his helmet at the wall and he was talking about pay Emmitt Smith. And yes, exactly. So they end up. He was back the next week, exactly. And they go on and win another Super Bowl. I'm not saying you guys are the early '90s Dallas Cowboys, but your team is really good, and a lot of your offense is predicated on what Gibbs can do. None of those guys that you just talked about will do any of that. Nothing. Yep. None of those guys.
There's a guy with leverage, by the way.
Absolutely. Yep. He's going to get paid.
You can only see. I still don't like the effect of you signing a 5-year extension, knowing that you're going to be probably holding in. I'm not getting that whole play at least a year your contract and then do that kind of stuff. Don't do it when you signed your 5th year. What's the point? You might as well just not sign.
If you were in that situation, sir, I guarantee you, if you had the leverage, you would not play on that 5th-year contract. You'd be playing for what you saw, what Bijan got. And you telling me I'm going to go out there and risk getting hurt? And Bijan just changed the history of what the NFL is paying running backs. and you're not going to do that yourself.
I'm not talking about now.
I'm asking what you would do.
I'm talking about extension. I'm talking about extension, man.
I'm asking what you would do with that extension. I'm just saying, don't be hypocritical about it. You telling me that you wouldn't, if you knew you had leverage, you would not take that money and get the amount of money that you could possibly get if it was in your benefit. You wouldn't do that.
I got morals.
I
need to go play my contract. I play my contract. What's so hard about you're going to get paid regardless? He's going to get paid. He's going to get paid regardless. Whether he has that, he's going to get paid.
That's easy for you guys to say that from your position. You're not in that position to make that kind of money. And if you were, I just highly doubt that you guys would not take that option and take that money. I almost disagree.
Paid to be here.
You also
paid a lot of money to be here.
You also got to remember that football.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. I forgot.
If he gets hurt, he's going to get nothing.
James this week. We forgot to.
Forgive me. We're making. I forgot we were up there with the upper echelon corporation.
You guys.
Forgot the checks in the mail, James. Checks in the mail.
That's right. No, I mean that's the problem though, is because the NFL is the way it is. You do have to take that if you can, because if you get hurt driving to work, your next contract is gone.
You're not going to make that money at all. And that's how the business, the big guys are counting on that type of thing. You be a sucker. That's the word. You be a sucker if you didn't take that option. And because the corporations, they're in the business of making money and keeping money. Yep. You got to play the game. That's it. You got to play the game and play it to win. That's it.
I look at football contracts. I look at it like this. You got your rookie deal where you're not going to make a ton of money, right? So you hope you landed somewhere where you can win a ring. Your next contract, you go get every dollar you can because that may be your last one. And then if you survive that one, most people don't get a second huge contract. Then you start looking for where can I now collect a ring? Because when you're getting paid the most, you're probably not winning one. So then you're like, okay, how can I get a ring before my career's over? Because that absolutely helps you post-career as you launch into broadcasting, TV, whatever it is you're doing. But so I always look at it as it's that kind of 3-tier. You go in your rookie deal. If you win, awesome. If you don't, you go get that money anyway. And then that last contract, you're like, okay, let's try and win this thing before I'm out of here.
I get all that, but I'm with Brian. Honor your contract if you have one. Sorry.
Oh, no, I mean,
don't negotiate, but come to camp and fulfill your contract.
Yeah. I mean, you got to play your contract.
There's no honor among thieves. That's all there is. Anyway. So, head coach,
keep in mind that the teams don't really honor the contract. Like they
absolutely they do not. They don't.
They do. If it's guaranteed money, they got to pay it. I'm not saying it is.
Yes, but the problem is like baseball, basketball, fully guaranteed contracts. Football, never. Unless you're Cleveland and Deshaun and Minnesota, when you gave these fully guaranteed contracts to Deshaun Watson and Kirk Cousins. That's rare. Those are the anomalies. The majority of these guys, they got to beg and plead to get that last bit of money that they can try to get get it guaranteed or have it changed over to guarantee. You shouldn't have to do that. There's no way. Too much.
Everybody should get a 2-year contract. That's it. Anybody gets 2-year contracts. The whole league. F everything.
Fair enough. I mean, honestly, that might not be a bad idea. Well,
then everybody be a free agent.
Let's see that go through the CBA. Yeah, let's see that go through.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna happen.
Talk about just no security at all.
Just like the salary cap in major leagues. Yeah, let's see that one happen first. Yeah. Head coach John Harbaugh, he's not happy with Jackson Dart's taunting in practice. There's been some pretty funny things been going on in practice. And first of all, Jackson Dart, shut up. Dude, you're half a rookie right now. You know what I'm saying? You played how many games last year? You dive into concussions like it's any other thing, and then you're gonna sit there and taunt an all-pro corner? Come on. What are you doing?
I mean, that's like Kenneth Walker chucking a football at one of the defenders. I mean, that's just, that's where you are. There's always this type of stuff in camps. I mean, some of it is the guys that know they're going to make the roster think these guys that aren't are playing a little too rough in the beginning. But at the end of the day, most rosters come into this, they got 90 guys on it. 45 of them are probably already spoken for, right? So you have the other like 40 guys fighting for somewhere between 5 and 10 spots. So yeah, tempers are going to fly. There's no question.
I don't have a problem with what Kenneth Walker did because we're in clam shells and you're tackling me. I wasn't expecting that, brother. I mean, come on. I mean, you're a scrub. You might not even make the team. You tackling me. I mean, I'm the star running back here. Come on, hold on. What are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. That kid is playing his mind out because he's trying to make one of those last 8 spots. I mean,
he's tackling when you're not supposed to, though. I mean, come on, let's make it count when it's supposed to matter, right? Exactly. Come on, man. I don't have a problem with tackling, but tackling me when we're supposed to be tackling. All right,
he puts him on the IR. He's not making a team, that's for sure.
Right.
That is true.
That's he's property. Yeah. Come on, man. They invested in this guy.
Oh, I'm not saying it was a smart play. I'm just saying, those guys that are fringe players, like they're going to be going all out every play.
Right. And I like that. I like to see that. You want to see that just when it matters.
Yeah.
And speaking of being on the IR, we are going to have to leave this show, the Unprofessional Sports Podcast. And Keith is like on the way out the door right now.
I am on the way out.
It's an inside joke. Don't ask no questions. Don't ask no questions. Anyway,
he's got another show to be at.
Yes. We are. It's the big show. So just like getting hit in the back of the head with a Patrick Mahomes pass.
Oh, you're going a little too long, sir. Keith's got to get out of here.
We are out of here. Oh, Keith can go. I mean, hey, he'll do his thing. Hey, I'm not even mad at him. So anyway, for the rest of y'all who stayed for the show, have a good rest of your week. We'll see you next Wednesday on the Unprofessional Professional Sports Podcast. Peace out of here.